What's up guys and welcome to today's video. I am with the one, the only, Joe Linder, aka Joesthetics. How are you doing, my man?
Amigos, I'm good, thank you. Mike, how is it going? We are here in Benu's gym, and he said he has some interesting idea for a video today.
Yeah, so basically, I've been watching Joe for a while, and I know he's very particular with his form and his technique, so I thought we'd join forces and take you through some of the most common mistakes which people are making in the gym. Okay, so the first one, we're gonna go straight into the bench press. Now what a lot of people do from the start is they fail to retract the scapula, okay? So when they bring the weight down to about here, when they drive forward, immediately they start to push excessively with their shoulders. They fail to keep the scapula retracted, removing a lot of the tension from the pecs.
I'm victim, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, so you're going to start at the top of the movement, pin your shoulders back a little bit. Nice. Go down, spread the dumbbells apart, feel the stretch. And now, as you press up, keeping the shoulders back. Nice. Look at this. Bring the camera around here. Let's see the striations on the pecs. This is exactly what we want to see. Joe has absolutely no issues when it comes to maintaining that tension on his chest.
Mistake number 2. Using biceps for back training. That's something that I had, I swear, the first 2 years of training. The first 2 years of training, I was like, I hate back exercises.
Yeah.
Because I always, when I did them, my biceps felt really pumped and sore, instead of I feel in my back. Until the people, they made me understand that it's like, you need to learn how to do these movements.
Yeah.
Technically, the only thing that you want to use is like your back muscles, right? So even when you do the single arm rows, stretch out your lat, you keep your chest up, head up, so your back is straight, and then you stretch it out, and then you bring it back. And you are not really using your biceps, because people, they would row like this, and so what is my back actually doing here? You know what I mean?
Not a huge amount.
It's really these small key things that you need to practice and learn first. Just practicing this part makes a huge difference for your overall performance while back training. I mean, it also sounds stupid, but bro, I swear, sometimes I've been in the gym for like an hour and I did nothing else but just practicing an exercise.
Yeah. Okay, so the next big issue which people have is when it comes to doing the lateral raise. Now the whole focus of doing the lateral raise is to build the mid section of the shoulder. For far too many people, when doing the exercise, they don't do that properly. They end up moving a lot of tension onto the front delt, which Joe will demonstrate. You can see the majority of the tension is being placed on his disgustingly striated delt. Now in order to fix this, what we're going to need to do is what most people should do, is lean forward ever so slightly.
And then bring the elbows out?
Yes, and drive up with the elbows. So we get a little bit more of the mid delt. And if you still feel as though a lot of it is on the front delt, or if you look in the mirror and a lot of it's on the front delt, you can just lean forward even more.
True, I also always say that it's like a 70 degrees angle for this one. When you sit, it's pretty much the best, because then you can just see how the side delt is working the most. The more you bring up your elbow, the more you see that this part is working, right? You see what I mean?
Yeah. So if his hand is pointing into the air like that, the front delt will be on top. Where if he keeps everything flat, it'll be more of the mid
Or
delt.
even when you lean forward like this, you can even just do this. Like I always say, see, this is the part where we want to work on.
You just have to be careful you don't damage yourself doing that. So the next big mistake which a lot of people make is failing to keep their spine neutralized whenever they're doing a compound movement. In fact, every single lift you do, you should have a neutral spine. A neutral spine is when it's flat, okay? So this is a neutral spine. Would you say that's pretty flat, bruh?
No, it's pretty. The thing is just like some people, they have such a massive back here that it already looks like it's not neutral.
Yeah.
But for me also, I don't have this problem, bro. For me, it also looks really neutral. And because he's talking about arching your back while you're doing the exercise. So when you're technically having a round back while you're doing this, like this is not good.
Most people who injure themselves doing a deadlift injure themselves because they can't keep that spine neutral when they perform the lift.
Don't deadlift like me, bro. Like last time I did.
Was it 260?
Yeah. He was skipping. He knew it from the beginning. He was like 220. Oh yeah, he did it. And then
I just about did it, and I knew if I did any more.
Of course, but we were there to go to failure, you know.
Larry was there, Matt was there. He sniffed the bath
And
salts.
and then you know what he did? It was his turn. It was his set actually. And then he was like, "Oh, Joe, maybe you go first." He knew it. And then after I broke my back, bro, he was like, "Okay, I'm not gonna touch this weight."
The next point is failing to do a full range of motion. I'm going to demonstrate here with just typical tricep extension. What a lot of people will do is they only go through
Look
half
at this
the range.
striated triceps here, bro.
So they're only coming up to the point where the elbow is at 90 degrees, missing out on a lot of range of motion. So to go through the full range of motion, stand back a little bit more, lean forward so you can see the angle is shortened. My triceps are more lengthened in this position. Now I can press down, go all the way out. So the range of motion is a lot larger and the movement overall is just more difficult.
Full results or good results needs proper form, proper movement, full range of motion.
Okay, the next point is using momentum to cheat and an inability to keep everything locked into position. Okay, so this will depend upon the exercise which you're doing and what should be fixed in place. But if we take, for example, a bicep curl, whenever we do a bicep curl, we want to keep the elbow fixed in position. In fact, your entire torso should be still and rigid, and the only movement that is happening is right here. This is almost, you can see even his front delts are working a little bit because his elbow's coming all the way up. Okay, there's a lot of swinging. His body is all over the place.
It's like I'm helping myself with my upper body, I'm helping myself with my traps. I'm doing everything that I can just to bring up the weight somehow.
He's using his biceps, but you're technically just making it easier to move a heavier weight. So the next one is not breathing correctly. Okay, what I find, this is underrated. Not many people really talk about breathing, and it's actually very important because that is what is going to be fueling your set. You need to get oxygen into your lungs and into the muscle. Okay, a lot of people, particularly when they do a heavy weight, they just forget to breathe.
Yeah, but wait, bro. The thing is that there's so many things. Now we realize, maybe, bro, when you watch this, there's so many things you have to be aware of, and on top of this, control your breathing.
Exactly. You're thinking about reps, thinking about the tempo, thinking about keeping everything fixed in place, trying to work the actual focus muscle. There's a lot of things. So many people just start and they'll just hold their breath and literally just keep trying to rep it out until they just can't breathe anymore.
Yeah.
What you should be thinking of first of all is when you take a breath, try breathe in through the nose, okay? It's a lot more effective that way. And second of all, usually most of the time it's going to be easier for you to take either a deep breath on the eccentric portion of the movement.
Definitely.
And then as you explode, as you go through the concentric phase, that's when you exhale. So
when you release the power, you always, when you do the positive rep, I mean, it looks a bit stupid, but it's definitely, it helps if you really practice it like we do now.
Next one, people lifting far too fast, okay? Going through the repetitions without even thinking about anything, just trying to go through the entire set as fast as possible, okay? The faster you do something, the less time you have to think about what the hell is going on and the less control you have over the movement, okay? So loads of people, if they're doing like a bench press, up, down, whatever the exercise is, the movement is just far too fast, okay? You'll notice if you slow it down, maybe a 2 or 3 second negative, you have a lot more control over the movement.
The thing is, if you do it really slow and controlled, you will realize it's much easier to focus on proper form instead of you putting too much weight, because when you put too much weight, you are more concerned on moving this weight somehow instead of moving it with the muscle that we are actually training.
The last point, which is absolutely crucial if you want to make the most out of your training session, is you need to keep that concentration. Far too many people, when they come to the gym, they are distracted, which you can't blame them. There is a lot of distractions going on in the gym. But you need to, when you come in there, you need to have your workout planned. You need to know exactly what exercise you're doing, what weight you're going to be doing before the set. You need to sit down. You need to mentally prepare yourself as to, okay, how many reps am I going for? What tempo are we going for? What muscle group am I trying to work when doing this? You need to almost block out everything that is going on around you.
Zone in, yeah, you need to zone in
the zone.
Like people, they would do bench press and then they would look this way.
They're looking at the screen. Or they're having a conversation.
Or
a conversation with the training partner.
Yeah, so what I then would do is what I would do to help myself, I close my eyes. And I concentrate only on feeling the muscle, doing the movement properly, breathing properly, all these things that we just mentioned, like you focus on. When you close your eyes, it's much easier. Maybe you put headphones in, so you have no surrounding noise and stuff. Make sure you focus. Like Arnie always said this when I'm training. I saw a lot of guys training biceps as me, but you are inside of your muscle while you're training it. So if it helps you to close your eyes, do it, bro. I do this a lot actually.
Yeah, and even when I come to the gym, I try not to even look at my phone sometimes, because sometimes I could go to my inbox or read a message that will completely throw me off my session, and then I can't stop thinking about the message which I've just received, and then the rest of the session is absolutely screwed.
This is so mental here. Sometimes it's better to leave your phone outside, because you get a WhatsApp from your girl and she's just
giving you shit, wondering where you were last night.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you want. You need to just get in there, get your session done, and then you can deal with anything after that session.
Yes, sir.
So that is the video, folks. A couple of pointers and corrections to your technique which should hopefully help you guys out with your training sessions in the future. Joe, you're going to be here for a while now, aren't you?
Yes, sir. And also, you know, this is what we do now. We train together a bit. So you find a good gym buddy who can take care of you, who's maybe more experienced than you, better than you, and you can learn from him, and you can observe and help out each other. Yes,
exactly.
sir.
So it's going to be a good few weeks coming up. So make sure you check out Joe's channel. What's your YouTube channel? Is it Joe Lindner?
Joe Lindner.
Joe Lindner.
Lindner. The people, they always like Linder. Or Joesthetics, you will also find it. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good one.
See you soon.